welcome to Shoreline Music Monthly. My name is Mark Koshwitz. This is episode 82 in our series where we bring you the best original music in Connecticut for the most part. Started on the Shoreline. We're a little wider net now. And I also just found out, actually about a half hour ago, that we're taping tonight. This is actually the 10-year anniversary of the ribbon cutting of the VSCTV studios here in Westbrook, Connecticut. And I saw an article in the paper not shortly thereafter that they were going to be running training, and if anyone wanted to do their own show, come on down. So I did. We actually have Chris Morgan in the house tonight, who was running the station at the time, ran my training, showed me how to do this. Don't hold it against him. He did the best he could with what he had to work with. And I can't believe it's been 10 years. So this episode will be by the time it airs, it'll be the 10-year anniversary of the first Shoreline Music Monthly show. So big ups, big ups. And I'm very excited. We've got a return guest tonight, which doesn't happen too often. Previously, he showed up in episode 51, which our air date then, it seemed like it wasn't that long ago. Our air date was May 15th, 2018. Wow. So that was over 5 years ago.
It doesn't seem like that.
But I would like to welcome you all to Jeff Blaney is in the house.
Thanks, Mark.
He's been doing a lot of stuff since we last talked to him. He's got a new album coming out called The Devil's Hopyard, and we will discuss that in length. Don't you worry. But I mean, man, you've got a lot of stuff that you did. I mean, you had a play going up the road. I mean, your album Exodus came out. Did the album come out in 2021?
2021, yeah, and then it came out, well, I recorded it like during the shutdown while it was all, you know, like...
Oh, that 2 weeks we were going to flatten the curve?
Yeah, right. Okay. I was in my basement, you know, and it came out St. Patrick's Day of 2021, and then less than 1 year later, we were at the reading table with the cast at the Ivoryton Playhouse, and I was completely nervous and sweating and couldn't believe that I was sitting at a table with these New York City actors that like looked like the characters that I had invented in my mind, and I'm still, you know, shocked that they gave me that opportunity.
I know it's a little ways back and stuff, but if you wouldn't mind, I mean, how did that happen? I mean, you put out, I mean, it was like a concept album kind of a thing.
Yeah. Well, so going back a little bit further in 2020. When everything was kind of shut down that year. You know, we're out of work and no music is happening. And there was a little bit of time, if you remember, during the summer of that year where it was okay to go out and, you know, see some people with, you know, outside and, you know, social distancing.
Yeah.
So we decided to record in my garage with the doors open and stuff. And we didn't have any material together. It was really more of just an excuse to get together and play some music with some musicians because we hadn't in months. And my brother had a Christmas song, so we recorded one song, and then the drummer was like, I have a song. So then we did another session, and then I wrote a song, and I started to see a little storyline that I could tell in between these songs. And I did that, and I wrote a script, and so anyway, we made a...
That was the Christmas list probably then.
Yeah,
right?
my Christmas list.
A pandemic Yuletide tale?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
But another like concept album.
So it ended up being this sort of like, I don't know how to, it's like half book on tape, but with songs and then narration and sound effects. And we sort of just found this way of telling a story, just fell upon it. It wasn't something that like was planned or anything. And it really went over well. People really liked it. And I loved the process of doing it. And I had kind of been at a point where I had been, we talked about, you know, I was in Nashville for 10 years and I had recorded so much stuff there and played and everything, and I was just kind of like, I didn't have anything else to say. Like I had some skills as far as like how to write songs and how to record, but I had told my whole life story almost already, you know? And I was just kind of done, and I didn't really have much inspiration to do anything. And then this new way of doing it with these fictional characters and telling their perspective on something, not my own personal perspective, but
all right, I could see that.
It like opened the floodgates, and I've been writing and recording ever since. So
that's right, because that one preceded Exodus.
Right, and so that kind of gave me the formula to how to do that type of a concept story record.
Because you performed that too as a play.
Yeah, yeah, we did. Me and my brothers did in Hartford.
Wow.
Yeah, at the CT Comedy Theater. So fun. We did it 2 years actually. I think this year we're not going to do it because now, you know, years have passed, and it's like, who wants to see a show about the pandemic
no
now? Exactly.
No one.
Right. So, but it was really powerful at the time, and people really connected to it because we were all going through it at the time. But anyway, that record sort of like opened the door for this new way of trying to tell a story for me. And as soon as it was done, January of that next year, 2021, I started writing this Civil War-based interracial love story, and it just went, and it really came almost too easy. And then I sent it off to, you know, in my mind I wanted it to be a musical, but of course there were no musicals happening at the time. There were no stages even open at the time. So it ended up being another one of these concept records, and I only sent it off to a couple of theaters, a handful, 4 or 5 places. The Iverton being one, and Jack got back to me and she's like, I think you really have something here. And then we kept working on it, and the show happened, and I still kind of can't believe that happened.
That's something.
Because I don't really know that world. I do now. I have more experience with it now, but they took a chance on me, and it was great. I mean, the show was fantastic. They did a bunch of stuff with it that I would have never expected, and I learned.
Yeah, they have a whole different view and set of eyes and experience on how to put on a show of that nature.
Yeah, and collaborate.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of times rock and roll or the singer-songwriter thing or it doesn't have to be, but can be like, you know, showing one person's, all right, this guy wrote an album, we're going to try to make a great album for him and play backing tracks to it or whatever. But theater is not that. Theater is, you know, the actors have to be comfortable with the material, is what I learned. So that's first and foremost, and if you can get that, then they're going to give a good performance of it. And at that point, the material, it's almost like the material obviously is important.
Of course it is.
You know, but that was my learning curve with that, was just realizing that, you know, I'm way not a part of this anymore, you know.
Life seemed so light and carefree, and all I needed was in your green eyes and the look that you gave to me. You gave me your heart, then you gave me a son, as we traveled along the same path. But then the Lord took you and left me with none. All I have is this photograph. And the morning, it goes on forever. It's morning all day and all night. And I'm longing to just be together and see you in the morning light. First came the shock, the pain and the guilt, and then came the anger and grief. And now I feel nothing except all alone, and I pray for the Lord to take me. because the morning, it goes on forever. It's morning all day and all night. And I'm longing to just be together and see you in the morning light. Someday I will move on from this emptiness inside my heart, but I'm afraid I'll forget you now that you're gone, and it's tearing me apart. Because the morning, it goes on forever. It's morning all day and all night. And I'm longing to just be together and see you in the morning light. I am longing for my time to be over so I can meet you in the afterlife.
Should probably talk about the new one.
Yeah.
But it had just been so long since we've actually talked.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you just keep doing stuff.
Well, it keeps me sane.
Yeah.
You know, it keeps me sane. That's it's one of the themes of this, the new record, the Devil's Hopyard, is, you know, there's a couple of heavier songs on it. I don't know if they qualify as heavy metal, but they're heavier. A couple of songs are heavier.
Well, they certainly they caught me by surprise the first run through them.
Yeah.
Hey, this is Jeff Blaney.
But that's, you know, that theme comes out in heavy metal a lot, you know, mental health issues. Mm-hmm. And I love the genre for that reason. I feel like it's probably the genre of music that's most honest when it comes to mental health issues and admitting that you have it. And, you know, so it kind of eked its way into this show a little bit. You know, everybody loves hearing Ozzy tell his crazy stories, right? So.
Absolutely, absolutely. So has this actually hasn't been released yet?
No.
It's actually, so probably, I don't know when this will air, but
yeah,
it's released in October, right?
October, yeah. It's coming out Friday the 13th of October.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, we'll try and get this up before then. That should be good. It's only, what are we, the 19th of September? Even
Thanks so much for having
Even I can get one together by then.
Really appreciate you having me.
Oh, absolutely. I appreciate you folks who are out there making interesting stuff.
And you guys too. Thanks for doing it.
10 years, baby.
Yeah, wow, what an accomplishment. I feel very honored.
Now, so is it actually one of your sons sings on it as well?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
I saw that.
yeah.
I was looking down, you know, because there was different, you know, obviously they weren't you singing here and there.
Yeah, right.
There's a young lady who pops up, and
Yep,
there was a young boy.
Yeah, there's well, actually both my sons are on it. One of my sons sings an entire song by himself. Noah sang a tune, and then his twin brother Liam, he's a really good singer too, but he's very shy, and he wasn't really interested in singing. But he...
Not on Dad's record anyway.
No, they don't care about it at all.
Yeah.
Like, Noah hasn't even listened to it.
Oh, really?
Like, you want to hear it? He's like, nah. But so Liam, I knew could give this like really blood-curdling scream, which I wanted for one of the pieces there, so I got Liam on that. And then my cousin is on it as well, Andrew Gravel, who's part of the Gravel Project, which is a band up in Boston, and they are fantastic. If you or your viewers want to check out the Gravel Project, they're really, really good. They're doing great things up there. And he played guitar on one song, and then my brother played banjo on one song. So I have cousin and my brother, and
kids,
sons, and so it's kind of a point of pride for me that this is like a family record.
Very nice.
And it's kind of funny because it's like, it's not the Christmas record that's the family record, it's the one about like Satan. You know, I dragged him into my...
Well, and it's cool because, I mean, the Devil's Hopyard, I mean, that just touches on, you know, Connecticut lore and history, and, you know...
Yeah.
It's very cool.
Yeah, thank you. I tried to take a few different ghost stories here in Connecticut and weave them together. Yeah.
So...
I just wanna be a kid. I wanna run around and play baseball. I wanna hang out with my friends and dream of big stuff even though I'm small. I just wanna trick or treat. I just wanna play my video games. I wanna climb up in the trees, but my homework is so lame, and my old man is always worried, and sometimes he yells at me, and I miss my mom every day. Thank God for my doggy. I don't wanna brush my teeth or do the chores that I never did. I don't wanna go to school. I just wanna be a kid.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about what else you're doing before we're done yakking it up, and because you've got to play music for us.
Yeah.
So last time we talked, you had a bunch of projects. I still see the Blaney brothers are still playing.
Oh yeah.
And was this halfway to St. Patty's Day or something?
I
mean,
yeah.
It's like...
We were joking about it. It's almost my favorite holiday, but my real favorite is 2/3 of the way to St. Patrick's Day. And then, 7/8, all the fractions.
But so I know that that's still going. The
Yeah.
Dead Dogs still going?
Dead Dogs. Actually, we just, so our drummer moved to Colorado earlier this year, the original drummer that was, he played bongos and congas originally in that band, which kind of made a unique part of that band, the mandolin and not a drum kit, but just percussion like that. So it was kind of felt like, well, this might be done now, because he did something so unique and we didn't want to push it. But then we kind of got in touch with our friend Steve English, and he's actually playing a drum kit, but he's doing it with hot rods, and he's got bongos instead of toms and wind chimes. So he's kind of like, even though he's behind
thinking outside the box.
Yeah, so he's like kind of brought that into it a little bit.
I still haven't caught you guys out doing that.
It's been fantastic, actually, ever since Steve came on board. It's like a whole new life for that band.
And you were just getting together like a bluegrass thing?
Yeah.
Still doing that, or?
Not as much. I still love those guys, and I see them every once in a while and stuff. I don't know, the bluegrass for me is, I love it, and I always will have a real love for bluegrass music. But it's tough in this area. There's just not a lot of venues for it. And, coming from Nashville, it was like I was just in hog heaven. I mean, there were so many venues and so many good bluegrass players. And, I was always the worst person on the stage, which is kind of how I like it, And not that there aren't great players here. There are. There are really great bluegrass musicians in Connecticut. But there's, you got to drive an hour and a half to get to them, and there's just not that many venues.
I do see them out and about a little more, though.
Yeah,
I know, like the Barrel House in Killingworth is sometimes has like a little bluegrass outfit playing. In places that I didn't necessarily expect to see. I see them because I put together the weekend guide every week of who's where, kind of in the state, and so even if I can't get to them, I kind of have an awareness of where they are.
You know everything about what's going on.
I don't remember any of it today. For that one morning when I put it together, I know everything.
It's amazing. I just saw the list that you put out, I think, this morning, and wow, there's a lot of music going on.
There is. We're blessed. Absolutely. There's a lot, and a lot of different kinds, and a lot of different What I love is a lot of different types of venues are starting to bring in music. I mean, the breweries, they've been doing that a lot for years now, but that seems to continue. Even the little ones, we have Coastline that just opened around the corner from here, and they're all fitting in music,
Yeah.
which is great.
And like earlier hours too than it used to be. I remember when I first started in the late
Old
90s,
guy
well,
hours.
you know, like not 9 to 1. Yeah, exactly. I love the old guy hours.
I remember
You know?
going and taking a nap after work on Friday so I could actually go out and see a band.
Oh yeah.
And now it's like, what, they start at 7? I'll go and have dinner. And
Yeah,
watch it.
right. I know. It's great. You know, I love it. There's Sunday gigs now from 2 to 5. I feel like that didn't even exist when back in the day.
All right. Well, I've used up enough of your oxygen. Thank you for thank you for coming down, my friend.
Of course. Always a pleasure.
Michael, I still love you. Michael, I forgive you. With this little white light, I brighten up your heart. Feel its warm glow, give you my sweet embrace. You've been hiding in the shadows for too long. Feel this white light gently touch your face. Michael, I still love you. Michael, I forgive you. You've been obsessing on the things in our past. It's been possessing you. It's time to let it go. Let this white light cast out your remorse. Manifest the man that I used to know. Michael, I still love you. Michael, I forgive you. On this dark night, come into the light. Throw away your fear so I can be near you. Michael, I still love you. Michael, I forgive you. Michael, our son needs you. This is why I haunt you.
Thank you again for watching Shoreline Music Monthly. Please remember that you folks are the local in the local music scene, so please get out there, support it, see a show. They're all over the place, and check the Shoreline Music, what do we call it? Shoreline Music Monthly, that's us. Our Facebook page, every Tuesday or Wednesday there goes out a list with lots of folks who are playing all over, and if you know of someone playing somewhere that isn't on that list, feel free to drop it in the comments under that post. It gets added, and little by little we generate this giant list of where all the people play. So please, once check the list, find someone you like, or maybe someone you never even heard of, and then just get out and go see them, and you'll have fun. We'll see you next month.